And it's Friki de Bici. Just went through a red light, riding my bike around the streets of Valencia, Spain. Red lights, and going through them as a cyclist. Today's video, I'm going to show you how I go through red lights and why I do it. When's the last time you saw a driver go through a red light or break some other traffic law and have in their mind simultaneously their own safety and the safety of others? No. It's all about getting there faster. There's cars coming. I'm not going to go through it. But it's clear. I look both ways. You can't see it, but my head is always on a swivel when I ride a bike. So I just go. Also important to point out, 10 states, I thought it was fewer, but it's actually 10 states in the United States have laws that allow cyclists to legally treat a red light as a stop sign and treat a stop sign as a yield sign. Now here's a red light where it's just a pedestrian crossing, like there's no one. So what's the safety reason for going through that red light, especially on this busy street? You can hear the wind kicking up, you know, it's more wide open, it's busier, it's a big artery for car traffic in Valencia. It's to get ahead of all those people who I know are going to be behind me. Same with this one. I'm clear. I don't want to be bunched up with those cars. It's just that simple. It is an unsafe position to put yourself in. I'm riding relatively slow right now. I'm not jamming it. But man, like this red light that's coming up here, if I can get through it safely, why do I want to be with all these people? The taxi, well, it turned green, so here we go. We're with the flow of traffic. We'll get to one where I can show the method and the reasoning in action. And let that person go. You know, see, there's that guy making that right turn. Like, shouldn't have been making that right turn in that lane. Not going to go through this one because there's a police officer there. I'm staring at the red cyclists and pedestrians don't go sign. There are vehicles turning right in front of me from both sides. Like, I'm not going to go now. Like, that would be reckless. That would be trying to squeeze myself through a space I have no business trying to squeeze myself through. Sometimes when I feel the wind, I hesitate to talk because I know it degrades the audio quality a little bit. It's something I'm battling with. I'm going back and forth on. I don't really want to get a windscreen and block the sound of the wind, especially when it's not terrible and you can still easily hear my voice. If it means the audible sounds of the street. Oh shit, that girl fell. ¿Estás bien? She didn't want my help. I don't want to lose the ambient noise of people talking and cars. Like, I'm riding my fucking bike, man. And the wind is just one example of one of the obstacles you face. It's part of the environment. I can feel it right now. Like, I'm going against the wind. What's that song, Against the Wind? Contra el viento. And I know maybe it's a bit louder than it normally is, but I try to slow down a little bit when that's happening. Sort of like an airplane going through turbulence. It's like, oh, buses in the crosswalk. Yeah, no big deal, no pasa nada. And I don't care, honestly, that the bus is in the crosswalk. But if the bus can be a crosswalk and the crosswalk and nobody is going to bat an eyelash, and then I go through a red light after going through like 1,000 safety checks in my head, like an airline pilot going through those checklists that they have, and you're going to call me reckless and irresponsible? It's crazy. Now, reckless and irresponsible would be going into this crosswalk when there are cars coming. I'm not going to do it. Tranquilo. They make the rules, well, not necessarily here. This is one of the exceptions. The old cores of European cities are really the exception to this rule. But for the most part, infrastructure gets built and they make the rules on the roads for sure with motor vehicle traffic in mind. Whew. Not the kind of ambient noise I was talking about. Right, those rules are made with the automobile in mind. So I don't really get the logic of, okay, I'm what, 150 pounds or something? I think that's what I'm down to on a probably like a 15-pound bike. And you're telling me that I have to play by the rules that are made for these 2-ton pieces of metal. See, this is great, man. When you're in an environment where a car has to like put its wheel up on the sidewalk to be able to make a turn. That's the way it should be everywhere. It's kind of cool to ride in the antithesis of the way things typically are on roadways. And this is it. The cars struggle for space. They struggle to make moves. And the cyclist finally reigns supreme. The pedestrian reigns supreme. It's a thing of beauty, man. That's one of the reasons why I love riding through here. My bench is open. I'm gonna come sit on the bench later. I wanna get back out into traffic and find another red light to go through. Which also brings up the very important point. I don't ride around looking for red lights to go through. Just like I don't think that car drivers who habitually or even one-off, we've all, listen, I've run my share of red lights when I've been driving a car. I don't think that you go out on your morning commute and you're like, how many red lights can I run today? No, it's like, okay, I see an opportunity to maybe do what I think is get there faster, so I'm gonna take this opportunity. It sucks. People shouldn't be doing it. In LA, it got to the point where it was so reckless. Like, you literally, like, every once in a while would kind of save somebody's life by stopping them from walking into the crosswalk as a driver was just blasting through a red light. Like, talk about having your head on a swivel. Being a pedestrian in Los Angeles. In Spain, if you don't step into the crosswalk when it's your turn, the car looks at you, kind of like, what are you doing? Go. So my light is green, and I'm gonna take it and get in the street here. A lot of the traffic signals here too, they're not necessarily red, there's a lot of caution. Like, you can go if it's clear kind of thing. You can make the left turn if there's nobody there. You rarely see that kind of leeway given to drivers or pedestrians, definitely not cyclists in the United States. To give people in cars particularly that much freedom when they already recklessly break the rules all the time would be just setting up a situation that's even worse than it already is, than it is to begin with. So even like, in that situation in LA, I would have been, the taxi driver behind me would have jammed me, right? So I would have been unable to get through and get around that bus. Here, the taxi driver sees what I need to do. He understands the situation that I'm in. Yeah, like, screw it. I'll let the guy make that move. When I went around that bus, see, now for example, here's a red light, right? Now, there's cars coming, but I just parked myself right here and I wait, so I'm ahead of that bus that's back there. You see that bus? Why do I want to start riding with that bus? Like, it makes absolutely zero sense. Zero sense. When I can start riding now, a significant distance ahead of that bus, and I'm free. I have all this space behind me. I have all this space in front of me. They even teach you when you're learning how to drive, don't box yourself in when you're in a car. Try to set up a situation where you don't have somebody in front of you, somebody behind you, somebody next to you on both sides. Give yourself some space. And that's a lot of what running a red light has to do with for cyclists. Here's a busy street. I could perfectly legally make the right and get into that street, but I'm waiting because it just didn't feel like it was necessarily a safe move at the time. Even though I actually had the right to do it, I chose not to take it. Right? It's just a series of decisions that you're making, and every one of those decisions revolves around your safety. That's one of the few times I had a bus bear down on me in one of these bus lanes, which is kind of crazy because it had to stop there anyway. I noticed, I was like, holy shit, there's a bus right behind me. It's like, it almost feels like it doesn't want to stop. So in this case, light's red. Several reasons why I'm not going to go. Number one, there are pedestrians coming through the crosswalk. I need to give them their space. Now, there's 20 seconds left until the crosswalk signal changes. I'm going to take my opportunity just to scoot up a little bit here, just past the crosswalk, but I'm not going to go because you see that traffic that's coming? But I've still given myself a crosswalk's width of space from the auto traffic that's behind me. Now, everybody has stopped over there, and I can take off, give it a little bit of muscle, and I have given myself that space. It's just a pedestrian crosswalk here, light up ahead turns green. And I can go. I don't want to go down into that little underpass that I think takes you to an autopista or something. But you see, you can see what I was doing, right? Is it reckless? I don't think so. You tell me. In no way, shape, or form am I suggesting you should ride your bike the same way. It takes a level of comfort and skill and attention to be able to do these things, but it's like learning anything else. I would argue that the people that ride their bikes and take on this like strict and rigid rule following mentality, they're the ones that are actually setting themselves up for future issues when they're on the bike. Because again, if you try to rigidly follow rules that are set up for automobiles, you're just going to get swallowed up into a system that just isn't built for you and isn't designed to keep you safe. It's designed to maintain the flow of auto traffic. I feel good riding today, I really do. It feels nice. The weather is like literally perfect right now. Sunshine, and for those of you who do life in Fahrenheit, it's probably, I'm gonna guess, upper 70s, low 80s. There's a breeze, which you might be able to tell. So we're at a crosswalk. See, a cab's dropping somebody off. There's a guy on a bike ahead of me, person on a scooter. Both of them decide to go. Why are they gonna sit there and wait, right? Scooter's passing the guy on the bike. Lady jumps into the bike lane. Whoa! And tries to go right back in, making the same mistake twice. This is Friki de Bici. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Check the links in the description if you'd like to support this project. I definitely appreciate it.